Yay! Going to Spain! And I need to put it right back.
Hi, is this the De Vasconcelos house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the De Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
No, she hasn't won the lottery.
A more cunning man might have claimed that she had.
Oh yeah? They might have, might they?
And that more cunning man would have been kicked off the premises. The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why? Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
See this gem? Men have died for it.
Do I look as if I care?
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
This lab...
Not.
Do you
I don't.
What do you make of this?
So that's it. You're a salesman.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. Have you got any...
No.
Do you... I don't
Ah!
El who?
El Flojo.
Oh.
He is a Spanish.
Look at...
It's a...
Yes. I'll be going.
Adios, senor.
What a grass midday. Not a good idea.
I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Okay. Sorry.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you. Hey, you
Oops. I know this doesn't...
look, Ella and us.
Look, I just wanted...
Leave.
Okay.
Hey, you. I know you are there, American. All right, you dogs. I'm coming.
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they've planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
I know your family is involved with the Templars.
You should be asking how my family were in... The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago. And as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened,
Obvious.
So, what do you have around here?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time.
May I examine?
Certainly.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But my lady...
Never without my... Senor Stobart, if I find that you're wasting my... You will be fed to the... Now, I want to show... Follow me. Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice.
A mausoleum.
Oh.
Come.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Yep.
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
I couldn't climb up there. A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard! Close up, over a check... Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. Now what? The mausoleum contained for man-size. May I ask you something?
You may.
What's the story with...
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern, purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
Who exactly are these?
My ancestors. These 5 men.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be...
Not 5. 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the De Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay. Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with?
You are showing your ignorance. The Templars were dead.
The gaps in the...
No.
It's part of a chessboard.
Senor Stop.
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive. I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time, we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ends here and now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Now, hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything?
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. The bishop envied us our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
No. Why should I?
It fits, Senor Stobart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Hmm. How do this? Okay. Nope. Liverpool.
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them. Bingo. I mean, checkmate.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure.
Yay.
The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
Great.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no. The Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice. But there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will. Is there something going on between...
What business is it? We agreed all this. The clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my...
Do you think the assassin was responsible?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet...
He was pumped. He would... Let's take a... There's a guy with it. Between them is... A knight. The knight's through my... There's a... But the... There's a guy...
Look there, two...
Just how long have...
Andre? He had...
You never... I thought he was just...
So, you know,
This is the chalice.
I still can't figure out why the Countess... After losing it, she's one pawn.
The Countess is a...
Are
you...
Okay, I think the dude
I better get back...
is here, yeah.
Excuse... What do you know about... Boy,
No,
shouldn't you be off...
you have...
Yeah?
I could... Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Does this...
There?
It is?
No.
I'll see you around.
We must...
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved in... I guess. On the end of this... Around the base of... A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been... A scroll. Sounds pretty... Per disciplinum meum lux videbit. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. I didn't recognize the I didn't have time.
Hmm.
Hi, Andre.
El-
What do you make of this?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, bro.
What do you...
Nothing.
Take
Need to read.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're well.
No miss. Okay, okay. The case contained the tripe. Hi, Andre.
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what I'm not too hot on. The most recent map I have.
What do you...
Inter.
From a dig. Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're well.
Okay. Hmm.
Hello, George.
Do you think the...
Hi.
It was pumped. He would... Let's take a night with the night scroll bears through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy between... There's a woman, but the...
Look.
I'd better get back to the...
Uh. Okay.
Atos, don't you think it's better what's not so they could seen that? It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Okay.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight! What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Okay. That went smoothly.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. But how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats.
Rats.
And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we...
Excuse me. What do you know?
No,
What do you know? Have a look. You mean,
no, monsieur.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd. Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
How did you learn to be a
Juggling?
It's you.
No!
A John.
What is with...
Are any? Thank God. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't.
Oh, but
I'll give it a try.
be my...
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot. A lot more... Still, it was...
Not so easy.
No. Hi again.
Oui?
Look,
Ah,
a clown.
no.
For a moment, but felt... What do you...
On it?
Wow.
No.
It didn't seem right to... Look,
Ah, no.
for a moment, but... This guy...
I do not want...
Oh, I'm not...
It is...
Catch you later.
Au revoir.
Hey, you...
Hi again.
Oui?
Catch...
Au revoir.
Hello again.
Hello?
Shouldn't you...
You have...
Yeah?
Which would...
Yeah, but...
Eh?
Does this red nose...
Ah,
Do I look...
no, no.
What do you mean?
Whoever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a...
I'll see you around.
Oui, ma-
Hi again.
Oui?
I'd like to have another try.
You have gone up...
No. I just...
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate.
If you insist,
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Oh, finally. Bye, kids. This clan going down.
The wall had flaked. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood, maybe. I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked. The hook lay in a bed of chain. My medieval French, maybe. That sounded... Nothing hollow there. It was time for some brutal destruction. Hey! That's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical
Yay.
site. If any archaeologist... There was some sort of mechanism with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap. At the bottom of the steps, I could see a glow. I could hear voices from the lit area. It seemed a good moment to be cautious. It seemed a good moment. It seemed a...
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is, as a corollary, hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow. In the middle of the circle was a shaft of... The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump. The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knight Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.